Hey guys, welcome to my channel, Realm of Orya. In this video, we will continue with Volume 19, Chapter 1, The First Battle, Part 5. If you haven't watched the previous video or chapter, you can find the link in the description below. And before we start, this video contains spoilers from Tensura Light Novel. And by the way guys, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and click on the bell icon to get notifications for upcoming videos. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Aros had fully mastered the powerful enchantment known as Punishment King Sandalphon, surpassing the Blue Knight Oxian and Lieutenant Khan of Misery. He wielded a legendary sword borrowed from Orya, further enhancing his strength and abilities beyond his wildest imagination as a human. Due to his newfound power, Aros postponed killing them, considering the two adversaries as suitable opponents to test his own might. Both Orya and Aros acknowledged that it was dishonorable for the strong to oppress the weak. Unlike Vega, they possessed common sense and typically refrained from interfering in personal matters during missions. However, the present situation warranted a different approach. They both believed that unless they explored and understood their newly acquired powers, which differed significantly from their previous capabilities, it would hinder their future battles. For a top-tier warrior, it was essential to comprehend the extent of their abilities and how far they could push themselves. Hence, Aros seized this opportunity to indulge in some measure of amusement. While Oxian and Khan felt humiliated by Aros' intentions, they reluctantly recognized the convenience of the situation. The objective was to buy time, a task that proved challenging to accomplish solely with their individual abilities. Despite being aware that they were mere playthings in Aros' hands, they had no alternative but to confront him with utmost desperation. Apart from the intelligent Oxian, Khan, an aging demon, simmered internally like boiling magma. "I'll kill him. I'll never forgive him." Khan, the leader of Misery's subordinates, was typically composed and level-headed. However, his patience was not as resilient as Misora's. He often marveled at his colleague's ability to endure someone like Rain Sama. Consequently, being subjected to such humiliation now fueled Khan's anger to unprecedented levels. Nevertheless, there remained a harsh barrier between him and Aros. The significant factor that resulted in the one-sided nature of their confrontation was not necessarily a difference in skill. In fact, Oxian and Khan were likely superior in that regard. The true reason lay in the considerable gap between their core values, which surpassed several magnitudes. Furthermore, Aros possessed the formidable Punishment King Sandalphon, an unparalleled ability that overshadowed anything except a mythical-grade weapon. The arduous and painful struggle had persisted for a long time, but its end was drawing near. They discerned a change in Aros' demeanor from his expression. "Hey, that's it. I'm guessing you guys were pretty strong. Well, I've had a lot of fun, so I'll just kill you quickly and painlessly." After thoroughly assessing his own power, Aros seemingly reached a conclusion that it was time to cease his playful antics. He communicated this decision to Khan and Oxian, leaving them with no recourse. Oxian had come to a resolution that there was nothing they could do to alter the situation. "I will have to entrust the remaining task to Leon Sama. Regrettably, I will apologize in the afterlife for my inability to fulfill my mission." Oxian silently offered his apologies, while Khan harbored deep-seated anger within his soul. "Even if I perish here, I will never forget the resentment I bear. Aros, I will etch your name into my memory. One day, I will undoubtedly return to kill you." Aros held his sword against Oxian while pointing his gun at Khan. Khan's body had already reached its limit, and now that Aros displayed genuine intent, he knew he couldn't continue the fight any longer. Although he felt remorse for Oxian, Khan's strength lay in his ability to maintain composure. "This is the end for now. I must successfully retreat." Just as Khan contemplated these thoughts, Aros cast a wide smile and placed his finger on the trigger. "Ha ha ha, I'll begin with you first." Khan, thinking that all he could do was maintain a smile, suddenly widened his eyes as something grabbed his attention. Emerging from the shadows behind Aros, someone leaped forward and swung a sword at his feet. At that moment, the danger was swiftly averted. Khan immediately recognized the individual who had appeared. He recalled him as one of the subordinates of the demon lord Rimuru, who called himself Souei. Oxian also noticed him around the same time. "Souei Dono, have the reinforcements arrived just in time? Damn, I had hoped to finish him off with a single strike, but I guess I was a bit naive. He's still alive, so don't let your guard down." Although Souei maintained a polite demeanor in front of Rimuru, his true nature was that of a self-assured and self-centered individual. Apart from possibly the head of another nation, he never deferred to senior executives. Furthermore, given the urgency of the situation, he took charge and assumed command over Oxian and Khan. Meanwhile, Aros, who had been caught off guard by the sudden ambush, was indeed alive, as Souei had stated. He coughed up blood but somehow managed to regain his footing. Aros had narrowly detected the lethal strike from his blind spot, which carried Souei's insta-kill ability known as assassinate. He barely evaded the attack that would have pierced his heart. You've really done it now. Your reaction time is impressive. However, I won't miss the next opportunity. With those words exchanged, they immediately engaged in battle. Aros, despite his arrogance, possessed a cautious personality. Before being reborn as a Jotun, he had been a formidable individual from another world. He had been involved in assassination missions and had acquired various skills. He was an expert in personal combat and had learned to be cautious in any situation where he was targeted. That's why he never let his guard down under any circumstances. Even while hunting down Oxian and Khan, he remained vigilant of his surroundings. It was this vigilance that saved his life. However, it was only enough to accomplish that. Your strength surpasses mine. This will be a tough battle. So, what will you do? A clash between formidable forces in a battle for survival unfolded. Aros felt an overwhelming sense of being alive. His injuries had already healed, his life force had been immensely strengthened, and he now wielded the power of the Seraphim. The only thing holding him back was his lingering attachment to human conventions, but Aros had long transcended the realm of humanity and become something non-human. With this power surpassing even that of a demon lord, no one could stand against him. He took pride in his abilities and eagerly awaited Souei's next move. Aros was well aware that, as Souei had claimed, the latter was more powerful. However, he had no doubts about his own victory, considering their comparable skill levels. Despite maintaining caution, Aros displayed an excessive amount of arrogance when dealing with Souei. From the very beginning, Souei had no intention of engaging in a competition with Aros. The goal was to secure victory. Regardless of how impressive the battle might be, defeat would mean game over. Thus, Souei was not concerned about the means employed to achieve victory. Right from the start, Souei concealed his split body and carefully observed for an opportunity to exploit Aros' vulnerabilities. In the midst of their intense battle, he gradually instilled the belief in Aros that defeat was imminent, luring him into a state of vulnerability. While appearing to exert his utmost effort, Souei systematically dismantled Aros' moves, constructing a solid path to triumph. And then, the decisive moment arrived. Hahaha, you've been a formidable opponent. I'll give you that. That's why I'll end you with my ultimate move, Aros declared. With those words, he unleashed Judgment, the lethal technique of the ultimate enchantment Punishment King Sandalphon. It pierced through, causing Souei's split body to dissipate. Seeing this, Aros was convinced of his victory, and it was a reasonable assumption to make. It was only natural for Aros to believe that Souei's demise was imminent. Precisely what Souei had been waiting for. Thousand-hand shadow kill. A shadow extended and seized Aros. Souei immobilized Aros and pierced his heart with the twin swords in his hands.